Damn, I love starting on that grill. Been a while since I last did a video. As you can see, I've added another top to this build. Without the hood being on, and unfortunately without much cover for it, I've just wrapped everything up the best that I can in tarp sheeting. The engine still hasn't made much progress. You can hear there's some people further on down in the street that are doing some work. But the engine hasn't made much progress because I've had to work on a couple of other things before then. One of which I mentioned in the last video, yeah, disc brake rotors. This is a kit that you can get from Summit Racing. It's for their 57 to 59 Fords. Slots straight in. Does need a little bit of finagling to get it to fit. The actual bracket for the calipers you need to trim a little bit off so that it'll fit. The rotors themselves, they go in. It's funny, I put this one on absolutely fine, no issues. The one on the other side, I put it on, there's something rubbing on the back. Now everything's tight, you know, like there's nothing waggling about or anything. Everything's all tightened up as needed. That was the first time I've ever done something like this. And it's funny that the first time I did it perfect. The second time around, there's something rubbing. So, I think what that might be, and I'm pretty sure that it is, because I can't see it catching on anything else, is it might be the old spindle, might be part of the old spindle, but not this part. The part that's like down here. Right? The old part of the spindle that's down here, it might be rubbing on the back of the wheel. Now, I will address that in the future at some point. I'm just trying to think about how I'm going to go about it. Obviously, the obvious option is take the entire rotor back off, sand it down, or grind it down, whatever I want to do. But I don't want to do too much work that's going to be changing what's still stock on the car, you know, because then if you know, later on down the line, if I need to put another kit in or something like that, I want to make sure that everything fits properly. It might just be that it's got some of this kind of build-up on. You see up here and everything, it might be that I've got some of this build-up on there, and that's what's rubbing on it. Because I'm pretty sure it's on the opposite side of here. I'm pretty sure that it's like not on these edges and not on the center bit. Nothing's grinding on the center, and it's only catching at a certain point. So that makes it, you know, maybe it's something that's just on the inside there rubbing. Also, by the way, I forgot to say hello there. Quiet engine here. I just get so distracted by the front of that beautiful grille. I just love starting a video with that. Hopefully it will show up in the thumbnails. If not, I've taken a photograph this time of the other side of the car. I've also got some shocks in. Now, my original plan that I mentioned was that I was going to take these out and put in some 1992 Ford Aerostar springs, so then that way this will lower everything down by a couple of inches. I realized I'm probably better doing that after the car is registered, because some people say, oh, you know, some people were saying you might not want to change it too much. And that brings up a good point, because I won't be able to change the back part of the car for a significant amount of time, and so the whole thing would end up being like that, which would be like, you know, look like a racer car instead of you know, like a cruiser, which is what I'm wanting this to be. I keep doing things like I keep patting the side of the car, and I'm like, it's not in the focus. There it is, look at that. Ranger in nice detail. I've been thinking about getting a custom badge done, you know, with his name on, just have T down the side of it and everything, maybe with some, you know, retro spirals and everything. That's the joy of today and age. You can ask people that do 3D printing and 3D designing and say, hey, what do you think, what can we do? And they'll give it a darn good try. But yeah, for the longest time I was going to, you know, repaint this, strip it all back down. And a lot of people were saying, no, keep the patina, keep the patina. I did consider keeping it, and eventually that's what's won out, purely from a financial viewpoint, because to get the car running is my priority. To get it looking pretty can always come in the future, but I want to get it running. So, yeah. The reason why I brought you out now for this video is because we've got these beautiful rotors. We've got these beautiful disc brakes. I know I haven't put the calipers on just yet. Also, by the way, for anyone who wants to put these together, there are plenty of YouTubes on video, plenty of YouTube's on video. I'm going to have to leave that one in. There are plenty of videos on YouTube. There was one that I saw, I can't remember who it was by. He put in a 57 to the 59 Ford. And the thing that I've got to say for anyone new who's watching this, just pay attention when you take these off. When you take off the old disc brakes, you'll see everything. And the inside of here, there is a cotter pin. There is, you know, the retaining nut. It's kind of like a nut with like little grooved teeth in and everything. There's like a washer with a tooth in the middle of it to make sure that it only goes in one way. Rotor, ton of grease, and another rotor on the inside, and whatever you're using to secure it on the opposite side. And it shows you how to put everything together. I've done it in reverse. I've done it from this side to that side, but yeah, it should be larger rotor, ton of grease, smaller rotor, washer, retaining nut, cotter pin in there, and then twisted round, and then cap on. I've had a bit of difficulty, admittedly, putting this cap on. I'm going to double check with Summit because I've had to like punch the heck out of that thing. I don't know if you can see, but I've like taken chunks out of it. It will be covered up, and also you can still see that like down there, I haven't quite got it to go flush. Some people have said, oh, they're supposed to sit off like that. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to speak with Summit about that one. But the bit that I wanted to show everyone is the exciting bit. New wheels. I use, by the way, a bit of Scotch pad there is because if there was any sort of like, you can see like there, a little bit of marking, a little bit of rust just there. It's just so I can take it off. Nothing too harsh, nothing too extreme, just a little bit to take it off. And then get it all covered up with these. Now, these I got from Northern Tires in, well, they're just online if you look for them. If you look for basically American car wheels, UK, that's what you'll find. And these will fit under that rotor because the Edsel has a bit of a weird wheel arrangement. Because, well, like I said, once I put these rotors on, I couldn't use the original tires anymore. So I had to get new wheels. Had to put them on. I haven't got, obviously, the tire itself, but that's because that's going to be a whole new thing that I'm going to be addressing and trying to get my head around at some point. Because I do struggle with numbers and trying to figure out, you know, like if I do adjust the ride height, if I don't adjust the ride height, your clearance, the wheel size, all of that stuff I get a bit bamboozled with. And I've got no shame in admitting it because I'd rather admit it than be too proud and then have a car that won't run. But I'm going to fit these and I'll come back to you in a moment. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks pretty damn hot. What do you think, huh? I mean, granted, obviously, when it's got its tyres on, it'll look absolutely stunning. But, yeah, I think that combo's going to look real mean and tough. I'm thinking of either going for a double stripe white wall, like they have on Buicks, if I can get my hands on some, or the ones with the Dunlop writing. But then again, you never know. It might just be a case of what can I afford and what will be there. But the reason why I got these is because I've still got the old tyres out back. What I'm planning on doing is I'm going to have to pull that engine out eventually, and it needs to be on wheels for that, in some way, size, shape or form. So I'm going to take the old tyres, cut them up, and put them under there, but I've got wheel skates. I'm going to sit them in the wheel skates, so I can lower everything down, and then it should give me an extra few inches of clearance to be able to get the engine out. But in general, I'm happy with that. I think that looks, the more I look at it, the more I think I absolutely made the right choice. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for all the support, by the way. I want to give a massive shout out to Junkyard Hack, because without Junkyard Hack, I wouldn't be doing these videos. I'd have just put it to one side and thought, nope, you know what, I'll just fix it in quiet. But no. Sorry, I know I'm lingering on this shot for a little bit, but damn, I wasn't too sure about it. I've seen a lot of people with Kragers. I've seen a lot of people just like use poverty caps. I wasn't sure if this was going to work. And for once, I am absolutely 100% glad to see that everything came up looking absolutely perfect. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully I'll have a little bit more everything put together, because again, this is kind of jerry-rigged. I mean, like, you know, we're coming out of winter, we're going into spring now, and things are still a little bit jerry-rigged here, there, and everywhere. As you can hear, the wonderful dulcet cries of buzzsaws fills the air as everyone starts to finish their winter rest and start going into spring. And hopefully, me and T here are going to be two of them that will be making a lot more progress over the year. I'll try and keep you more regularly updated. Sorry that I've sort of been dragging my feet on that one. But yeah, hope you enjoy the video, and you all take care and stay safe. And don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Take care now. Bye.